Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at your bank account, seen a number that seems fine, and still felt like you're somehow failing at money? Like you're doing something right, you're saving a little? You're not broke. You haven't made any catastrophic financial decisions lately, but you also don't feel rich. You don't feel like you're winning. You just feel stuck in the middle, treading water. Here's the thing nobody tells you. That feeling. That I'm not really making progress. Feeling. It might be one of the biggest financial lies your brain ever tells you. Because wealth doesn't announce itself. It doesn't show up at your door with a certificate that says, "Congratulations, you're doing great." It builds quietly, invisibly, almost secretly, and most people completely miss it while it's happening. Today, we're going to talk about 5 signs that you are actually getting richer, even if your bank account doesn't look like it yet, even if you don't feel it, and even if literally nobody around you has noticed. And the last one? It's the one that separates people who eventually become wealthy from people who stay stuck forever. So stay with me. Here's the trap most people fall into. We've been trained by social media, by movies, by every luxury car commercial we've ever seen to think that wealth looks like something. A certain house, a certain car, a certain lifestyle. So we walk around measuring ourselves against a highlight reel. We see someone post a vacation photo and we think they're winning at money. We see someone drive a BMW and we assume their finances are in great shape. And then we look at our own lives, our average apartment, our sensible car, our groceries from the mid-range supermarket, and we think, I'm not there yet. But here's the psychological trap hidden inside all of this. The people spending the most visible money are often the furthest from actual wealth. There's even a name for this in behavioral finance. It's called consumption signaling. Spending money to look wealthy rather than to become wealthy. Real wealth doesn't signal itself. Real wealth whispers. So if you're waiting to feel rich before you believe you're making progress, you might be waiting forever. Because the feeling always lags behind the reality. Always. The question isn't whether you feel rich. The question is, are you showing the signs? Sign number 1. Your expenses don't grow when your income grows. Think about the last time you got a raise, or a better job, or any kind of income bump. What happened next? For most people, the answer is embarrassingly predictable. The income went up, and so did the lifestyle. Nicer apartment, better restaurants, an upgrade here, a subscription there. Within 6 months, the new salary felt exactly as tight as the old one. Economists call this lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the most dangerous and invisible forces in personal finance. But if you're someone who got a raise, and your spending didn't automatically rise with it, that's a massive sign. That gap between what you earn and what you spend, that's not just savings. That's wealth runway. That's the space where actual financial growth happens. The wealthy don't earn more and spend more. They earn more and keep more of it working for them. If you've developed that habit, even partially, you are ahead of most people you know. Full stop. Sign number 2. You own things that make you money while you sleep. Let me paint 2 pictures. Person A wakes up at 7 a.m., goes to work, trades 8 hours of their life for a paycheck, comes home tired, and repeats this every single day. The moment they stop working, the money stops. Person B wakes up at 7 a.m., checks their phone, and sees that their index fund went up overnight, or that their rental income hit their account, or that their dividend payment came through. They then go to work on top of that. That second picture is what people mean when they talk about passive income streams or assets. And here's the important part. Person B doesn't need to be a millionaire to be in that position. If you have even a small amount of money in index funds, ETFs, a retirement account, or any investment that compounds over time, you are person B. You have something working for you while you sleep. It might feel tiny right now. Maybe it's 100 rupees. Maybe it's a few thousand. It doesn't matter. The behavior, the act of owning something that generates returns is the sign. Wealthy people don't just earn money, they own things. And if you're starting to build ownership, even modestly, The trajectory is pointing in the right direction. Sign number 3, your net worth is growing even when your bank balance isn't. This is the one that confuses people the most. Your bank balance is a snapshot of today. Your net worth is the full picture assets minus liabilities. And these two numbers can move in completely opposite directions. Here's a simple example. Imagine you're aggressively paying down a loan. Every month, your bank balance takes a hit. It hurts to watch. It feels like you're going backwards. But here's what's actually happening: your net worth is climbing. Because debt is a negative number on your personal balance sheet. Every rupee you eliminate is a rupee of wealth created. You just can't see it the way you can see a bank balance. The same logic applies to investing. Every month you contribute to an SIP, your immediate cash feels tighter. But your wealth, your real, actual, measurable wealth is growing. Wealthy people track net worth. Struggling people track bank balance. If your net worth is trending upward, month over month, year over year, even slowly, that is the sign. You are building something real, even if it doesn't feel like it. Sign number 4. You've stopped making financial decisions out of fear. This one is psychological, and it's more important than almost anything else. There are two types of financial decisions: scarcity decisions and abundance decisions. Scarcity decisions come from fear. I can't invest right now. What if something goes wrong? I won't negotiate my salary. What if they take the offer back? I'll keep all my money in a savings account, because at least I know it's safe. Abundance decisions come from a different mindset. I'll invest consistently because time is on my side. I'll negotiate because the worst they can say is no, and I lose nothing. I'll accept some calculated risk because playing it too safe has its own cost. Now, here's the thing. Nobody starts with an abundance mindset. It gets built slowly through financial education, small wins, and gradually developing a relationship with money that isn't based on panic. If you've noticed yourself making calmer, more rational, more long-term financial decisions lately, if money stress doesn't paralyze you the way it used to, that's a sign, a huge one, because your psychology around money determines your financial ceiling more than your income ever will. People who are quietly getting wealthy aren't fearless. They've just separated emotion from decision making. And that skill, that's worth more than any salary bump. Here's the deeper idea underneath all of this. Wealth is not an event, it's a direction. Most people think of becoming wealthy as a destination, a number they'll hit someday, a threshold they'll cross, a moment when everything changes and they finally arrive. But that's not how it actually works. Wealth is a direction you either move in consistently or you don't. And the people who end up wealthy are almost never the ones who made one big smart move. They're the ones who kept moving in the right direction, quietly, without much fanfare, for years. There's a concept in behavioral economics called the peak end rule. Our brains evaluate experiences based on how they peak and how they end, not on the average. Which means we're wired to notice the dramatic moments and ignore the slow, boring, consistent progress. That's why building wealth feels like nothing is happening. The compounding is quiet. The discipline is unremarkable. There's no dramatic peak. Just a slow, steady movement in the right direction, which your brain is literally designed to undervalue and ignore. This is why so many people give up on good financial habits. Not because the habits aren't working, but because they can't feel them working. The sign you need to look for is not a feeling. It's a direction. Sign number 5, you're playing a longer game than you used to. And here's the final one. The one that matters most. Think about how you thought about money 5 years ago. Were you thinking in weeks? Months? Just trying to get to the next paycheck. Now think about how you think about money today. If you're thinking in years, if you're making decisions today based on where you want to be in a decade, that is the single most powerful shift a person can make in their entire financial life. Wealthy people don't think about what money can do for them this weekend. They think about what money is doing for them while they sleep, while they age, while time passes. They think about what their investments will look like in 15 years. They think about what their financial habits are building in the background of their everyday life. This is called delayed gratification, and it sounds simple, but psychologically it goes against almost every impulse we have. Our brains are wired for immediate reward. Evolution built us that way. Resisting that impulse, choosing future security over present comfort, is genuinely difficult. And if you're doing it, even imperfectly, even inconsistently, you are training a muscle that most people never build. You are thinking the way wealthy people think. And behavior always precedes results. The bank account catches up to the mindset. Not immediately, but always, eventually. So here's what I want you to do right now. Not someday. Right now, ask yourself these 5 questions honestly. Is the gap between my income and my spending growing? Do I own anything that works for me while I'm not working? Is my net worth trending up, even if my bank balance fluctuates? Am I making more decisions from a calm, long-term place and fewer from panic? And am I playing a longer game with money than I was a year ago? If you said yes to even 2 or 3 of these, you are further ahead than you think. You are quietly, invisibly, and perhaps unspectacularly, but genuinely getting richer. The problem is not your progress. The problem is that you're measuring your progress with the wrong ruler. Stop measuring wealth by how it feels today. Start measuring it by which direction you're consistently moving. Here's the thought I want to leave you with. The most powerful financial moves in most people's lives happened during the years they felt like nothing was happening. The boring SIP running in the background. The debt getting smaller month by month. The habit of spending less than they earned, even when it wasn't by much. The decision to keep going when nothing felt exciting. That's where wealth actually gets built. Not in the dramatic moments, in the quiet ones. So the next time you look at your account and think, I'm not making progress, pause. Ask yourself if you're measuring the right thing. Because you might be further along than you realize. And if you're not where you want to be yet, that's okay too. Because knowing where you're going is already most of the journey. Keep building. Quietly. Consistently. The results will make noise on their own.